Hey everyone, welcome to the Knit Next to You podcast. My name is Delilah. I am so excited to be here with you. I feel a little off today, but that's not gonna prevent me from being here with you guys. You know, it's been a long time since I've been here. There's been a lot going on, especially in the area of the Knit Next to You knitting business. I have had a million and one thoughts run through my mind, and I oftentimes have to find myself or tell myself to slow down because I think of all of these things and I don't know where to put them. So I actually have a composition notebook and I'm just writing a lot of things down, but I just wanted to take some time to spend some time with you to share with you what's going on my needles, my latest acquisitions, my website update, my product updates, my knitting pattern updates. There's just so much that I want to share with you, and I'm thankful that I've had this opportunity to do that right now. So first and foremost, I'm going to start with my recent acquisitions. I have been overjoyed with some of the things that I have purchased recently, and the first thing is the biggest thing, and it is my blocking mats. The recent sweater that I made, the cinema sweater that I made, I've blocked it in water, of course, and I let it dry out the floor with a fan blowing on it, and I was checking on it consistently because my daughter was around and I thought she was going to step on it, play with it. Thankfully she didn't, but it's still kind of one of those things that is like, ugh. So I finally got a blocking mat where I can pin it in, make sure it doesn't move. And then I have a nice sunny area here that I can put the sweater or the garment or the beanie down and it dry up nicely. So the first thing I wanted to show you was my blocking mats. I haven't used it yet because I've been making, but I haven't blocked anything. I'm so pro gauge swatching, but I have to talk myself into doing it. And blocking is kind of the same because I want to finish and I want to wear it and have it, and yeah, I'll be okay. So this is the first thing that I wanted to share with you. I'm so excited to finally use it. I have some things on my needles that I will end up blocking and then I'll use it finally. The other one is a ball of yarn, and I'm test knitting for someone, and it's a sock. So I got this fingering weight for a sock. It's from Malabrigo. It's a beautiful color, and I also got needles to go with it. Did I need these? No, I didn't. I do want to show you my bag. I got this last Christmas from my coworker, and this is the cutest bag. It goes on your wrist, or it can at least, and then your project would go in there, and it has the little hole for you to put the yarn in, and it's literally the cutest things. I love flowers, so there's roses on here. So sweet. And so I have my little project in there. It fits beautifully. Let me pull out the tag so I don't butcher the name of the yarn. So I went to my local yarn store, Necessities, here in Orlando, Florida, and I asked the owner, Vanessa, where are your fingering weight yarns, and she showed me all of the beautiful selections. And I had shared with her, and I said, I'm into grays and creams. I have to stay away from pinks, and then I end up with a pink, but that's okay. This is 341 a Neverland from Malabrigo Ultimate Sock, and it's 75% merino superwash, 25% nylon. And nylon is very important in the yarn composition because it gives it its durability for long time wear. So it's just a beautiful, beautiful yarn. This has, this skein was 100 grams. So this is Neverland from Malabrigo, and it is gorgeous. It has the pinks, and it's a little bit of like a salmon-y blush pink color, and it is super squishy, super soft, obviously with the super wash merino. And then I got the 9-inch circular needles. Look at how cute these babies look. I absolutely love it. I'm a little hesitant with like knitting with something so small. I feel like I'm gonna break it. Again, this is my first time making socks, so I think it will turn out just fine. I'm making a swatch now and kind of going back and forth in the round for the swatch so that I can measure my gauge to see if I meet gauge for these sock test knitting that I am doing. But again, it's such a beautiful color. Way to go, Malabrigo, on this color. This Neverland fingering sock yarn. It is beautiful. And then I also purchased this 9-inch circulars, and this is the US 1 needles. So cute, so tiny. So those are my most recent acquisitions. I do want to share with you now my works in progress. I have a few still on my needles, and then we'll walk through it. So I am designing another beanie. I currently have my first 2 patterns in the process of test knitting. So I have the Dancing Denisa beanie, and I'll show you a picture here, and I also have the Isis beanie, which I'll show you a picture here as well. Those are both being test knitted. I am super excited about the process. Honestly, didn't realize how much I would actually love writing patterns. I think this is where the nerdy side of me come in, where it comes to the calculations, the numbers, counting the number of rows that would make up the brim, counting the number of rows that make up the body, how to do the crown, what method do I want to do for decreases. I absolutely love everything that comes with designing. Woo. It's just been really exciting for me, especially when I launched the Dancing Denisa pre-order and someone had purchased the pattern on pre-order. That was probably one of the most exciting moments I've had in this particular journey. My heart was overwhelmed with the level of support, the level of love that I have experienced so far is overwhelming, and that makes me want to run even faster, but I know I can't go faster than my 2 legs would run, and I'm only 5'2". I can only get so far. But with that being said, I am working on my second design. I wanted it to be a herringbone stitched beanie, but I did the herringbone swatch, and goodness, I don't know what it was, but just working on just 1 row in worsted weight, I was like, I am not enjoying this. So I'm like, maybe I could do it an Aran weight, larger needles, larger yarn, or thicker yarn. Maybe that's something that I will do, because oh my gosh. So I'm working on this is 100% acrylic, Big Red. I believe it's Big Red, but I lost the label to it, but it's a cream color with specs. I think it's impeccable. I don't know, I'll look it up and I'll put it in the description here. But I've been dreaming about this yarn for some time. It was actually gifted to me, and I have it right now, my swatch, on a size 7 Chiagu needles. I love Chiagu. The needles that my socks are on now, they're the driftwood needles. This is fixed driftwood needles from Luca, and I wanted to try the Chiagu, so I got these. These are size 7 fixed needles. and I'm working on my swatch. To be honest, I love free knitting, and I don't know if this is the proper term to it, but for me, free knitting is just picking up your needles and your yarn and just knitting away. I love that, but then I did it on here. I was literally probably 6 inches in, and I'm like, I don't like this. This is too small. It's not gonna fit on my head. So I was like, Delilah, just go back and do the swatch. And so this is what I'm working on right now. I am doing a swatch in the round so you can see the rings. And I don't know, it's so pretty. I love this yarn. Yeah, I think it's gonna be a herringbone type beanie, or maybe just a stockinette with a fancier ribbing. I'm not sure, but I know I'm crazy about this yarn right now. And I wanted to show you my bowl. I also got this from my coworker Amy. She's the one that gifted me this to Christmas last year. I haven't really brought them out because I've always put my projects in bags. So I wanted to share this with you. I love this so much. It's small and it's just perfect for my little projects. So this is a bowl, and you would put your yarn right through the spiral here. Yay. And then you can just pull it out like that as you're knitting. Okay, so that is my works in progress. I've got 2 swatches working, and I've got 3 projects. The next one that I wanted to share with you is the Daydreamer cardigan. I'm still working on it. I had made a mistake before. I frogged the whole thing. I made another mistake, and I'm not frogging it. I emailed Veronica Lindbergh's support because I was like, help me. This is too beautiful to pull back. Honestly, I might just continue knitting, and whenever my brain is available for the capacity of knitting it back up, I will. But this is the Daydreamer cardigan. It's in Fisherman's Rib. This is a cream color, that cream, brown, tan, gray that I'm loving. So you see the increases there, these Y-shaped stitches, these increases. So I messed up over here on this corner, and when I grabbed the crochet hook and just knitted what was kind of just loose, and I just went back and I knitted everything, I felt a little bit better. So I think I'm just gonna go back and try to figure it out. The hard part is it's done in the flat. So I'm doing Fisherman's Rib one way, and when I come back around, I'm knitting. I'm knitting the wrong side. So it's hard for me to tell you I'm on row 20, which in actuality, if there's kind of 2 rows in one, I'm on row 40. I probably sound like a crazy person, and if you know what I'm talking about, please tell me I'm not crazy. But this is just too pretty to rip back on this cardigan. I want to show you up front. It's gorgeous. It's super fluffy. I don't have the tag, but I know it's the Barocco yarn color rye. It's worsted weight, and I believe it's a wool acrylic blend. Because you know that wool and I aren't really good friends because it itches a little bit, but this is just super squishy, super soft. I have this on my US 8 Luca interchangeable needles, and then this is my cardigan. Let me show you my stitch marker, which I love so much. My husband went to Virginia earlier this year, and they brought back a stitch marker from the local yarn store there that he bought me yarn that I had shared on my previous video. I feel like my camera is kind of falling a little bit. Okay, it's okay. And it's the TYC, the yarn club, if you can see it there. TYC, the Yarn Club, and it's the shape of Virginia. So there's a little thing that I love, I want to start doing Here's a Barocco yarn, color rye. This is in worsted weight that I also got from my local yarn store. Shout out to Vanessa. I'm so happy that you're in Orlando, making me happy every time I go into the store. I have this in a cute little basket. It's a little bear basket. I've had it in the closet for a while. I finally just pulled it out and I'll put it on my desk because this is a work in progress that I want to keep out in the open over by my desk, just so that whenever I walk by it, I try to think of it some more and I put it down, but I'm not giving up. I don't want to rip it back again, so I'm just gonna hang on to this a little bit. And then my next one, I shared in my previous video that I'm working on a sweater for my daughter. She wants it to have a zipper. So I had bought this pattern on Etsy. This Etsy account has my old email address, and I emailed support so they could help me with the email address. So the pattern was sent to the wrong email address that I no longer have access to because I deleted it. And so thankfully the vendor, the Etsy shop owner, sent it to me through the Etsy messaging, which that was fine. But it was one of those impulse purchases. It was $2.50, I think. And that impulse purchase was like, man, should I have really gotten this? Should I spent more time on the pattern? Which right now I'm thinking back, I was like, I probably should have thought this through a little bit more. So this particular, I didn't even print it. I don't have it, so I'm always on my phone looking at the pattern. But to say the least, I started on the bottom, I think it's the bottom back of the sweater. I think it's the top, I think it's top down, and I'll probably be knitting it in pieces. So this is as much as I started. I was keeping this in my car, so every time I was in my car, my husband drove, I would pull this out and knit. I have these on my Luca needles, and these are a size 9. So I have my sister's, my daughter's jacket on the needles, and then finally I have my Katova Kika, the Sailor Swift top, in my project bag. I am further along than I thought I was. I am on Body Island and I wanted to get out, so I watched her tutorial, which I'm so thankful for knitwear designers that release patterns that have tutorials. Highly recommend you looking up the tutorial and working on your project with the tutorial. Veronica Lindbergh published a Taylor Swift tutorial along with her pattern, and I taught myself today how to do the I-cord edging. So there's I-cord around the collar and the sleeves. And where am I? Right here. Okay. I've got longer needles than I should here, just so that I can work with it a little bit better. But here is the back, or actually the back is facing me. Here it is, the Sailor Swift top. I am so excited about it. Here's the back part, and then you can see the I-cord edging. It's so pretty. I had no idea what I was doing, and then I had to watch her over and over again. I'm like, okay, I got it. And so I started it. She has you starting in the back left if you're looking at the back of the garment. So here, sorry, the back right. She has you starting in the back right here. And it's such a beautiful knit. I'm right here. I think I need maybe an inch or two more under the sleeve to go. I love knitting this. It knits up so easy. I knitted the extra large, which I'm kind of second guessing. I am a bust heavy, so I was thinking the extra large would fit nicely. I don't want it so much for it to have a negative ease. I kind of just want it to sit. So I went in for an extra large. I do have smaller shoulders, a bit of a bigger bust. and a smaller waist. So I kind of just compensated for the bust, but then at the same time, I'm like, all of this is gonna be big. So between you and I'm a little nervous with the finished product. I need to switch my cables because I have a larger cable up on the top for the collar. I want to switch it for the bottom so that I can just slip it on and bring myself at a peaceful place with it being slipped on, and I know that it's good. The one thing that she does say though, that the arms are going to be wide. I feel like this is massive. I don't know if you can see, but with the I-cord edging, that it will shrink a little bit more. And then of course when you wet block it, it'll shrink probably even a tad more too. So I'm looking forward to doing the I-cord edges so it can put my mind at ease about the armholes and the neck hole. But altogether, this is an amazing knit. I'm really excited to try it on. I'm excited about the colors. It is 100% cotton from Dia Morris yarn. I got it at Love Crafts, and that's just, I love it so much. This is Daydreamer cardigan. Awesome. So those are my works in progress. Really excited about what I have here. As I was preparing for this video, I realized that I'm working on more things than I thought, and I'm glad I'm taking this time to reflect, because I'm in a season of my life right now that being a full-time mom, being a wife, being a mom of 2 beautiful girls is one of the best things that the Lord has given me, and I really want to do my best at taking care of them, taking care of my husband, taking care of my daughters, taking care of my home. And so in the midst, I'm trying to find rest. Khaleesi isn't sleeping through the night still. She's 9 months old. And so I'm like, okay, this is normal. But then when I share it with her teachers at school, when I share it with some of my friends and the doctors, they're like, oh, she's not? And I'm like, oh, is she supposed to? I am a mom of 2, so I've been here before, but I don't remember the timing of when Camila finally slept through the night. So to say the least, I'm tired and working on the Knit Next to You business. My next step, I believe, is to make it into an S Corp or LLC. And so I'm kind of just thinking it through. Should I have an accountant help walk me through it? Because I have no idea what the process is. I know that there are steps. There are a few people that I know too that have taken out their business licenses and registration for the state, and they've done it just fine. I'm a little hesitant. I think because I feel like my plate is already full, that I'm like, can I do this? And then if I feel like my plate's already full, I am slower at doing the next thing, which at this point is to do that, to register as a business. So right now I have my website up on PayHip. Thank you, PayHip, for just being so user-friendly. This video is not sponsored by them, but I just wanted to give them a shout out. PayHip is incredibly user-friendly. I have submitted chats or tickets to some questions that I had. Literally respond probably within the next day, which puts my mind at ease, because I'm like, I don't even know if I'm doing this right. How is it gonna look on your end of things? And they've just been incredibly helpful. I love how clean the website is. There isn't any points where there's advertisements on it. I don't want there to be advertisements on the website. I want it to be clean. I want it to provide you with everything that I have to offer. I wanted to share my love of knitting, my love of people with you on this website. So you will see my website products. I do have some physical products on the website. I also have the pre-order of the Dancing Denise beanie. Once that test setted, I'm going to update that with the actual pattern. So the website is up. I've also, oh my gosh, I've also started blogging. I love blogging. I didn't realize how much I enjoyed writing. I think going back to writing patterns, I'm like, okay, I want to write more about what I'm doing, the process of things, and I want it to be clean, simple, and concise. So I have 4 blogs up on my website right now, and all of them have to do with knitting. The first one's about my journey. The second one is about how knitting is not only good for the heart, it's also good for your physical well-being, your mental health, and I love that because I'm an advocate for it. You'll hear more of my story in the blog, but it's just transitioning from having 1 child to 2 to working full-time was really hard for me. So knitting while I was pumping or expressing milk was something that saved me. When it comes to that, it was just really challenging emotionally, and so I was able to fall back on knitting and have been able to find a passion in it. So the other blog, my most recent one, is about yarn, the different yarn makeups, the weights, the needles, the colors. So that was fun to write up and to research. And so I wanted to share with you too that I'm going to change a little bit the schedule that I have when it comes to these podcasts. I want to be sure I produce you the best content, and so I will love to have a blog to follow up the YouTube videos and vice versa. So I will be uploading YouTube videos on my website so that you can see kind of like additional content in the blogging that I have. So for example, I'm gonna write a blog and then I would post a link to a video, or vice versa. On this video, I would post a link to the website, to the blog. And I would love for you to follow me on the website. So if you go onto the website, you scroll down, you'll see a little bit bio about me, and it shows you the follow link. So I would love for you to follow me. It will kind of put you in the loop with all of the things that I'm doing. I am working on sending out monthly newsletters that will share about my latest product, my latest pattern, my latest blog, and then I will connect the video to it as well. I love learning, so I'm thinking about adding a knitting word of the day, whether it's knit, stitch, purl, stitch, and then include maybe a little bit of a picture of what that word is and what it means. My heart is to teach. My heart is to help you become a confident knitter. And so all the things that I'm learning as I am launching into this new world, I want to share with you. And I want to leave a legacy in such a way that you can pick up your needles and run with it with confidence. So that's all that I have for today. Goodness. Wow. So I have 2 acquisitions. I've got a few things, 5 things on needles. I'm really excited about this season, with the YouTube channel, with the website, with blogging, with knitting, and all of the things. So I would love to hear from you. Go ahead and write in the comments what your thoughts are about this video, about my updates, about the projects that I have. Let me know your thoughts. If you have any additional content that you want to see here. Hey, I just got notification that I had not released any memory, so I had to go back and delete some things, but I'm back. Yes, if you wanted to share any comments about today's video, if you want to share some potential topics on comments, any topics that you would like to share, you would like for me to share here on the Knit Next to You podcast, please share it below. Go ahead, visit my website. I'll put the link below. Follow me, subscribe to what we do here at Knit Next to You, and I will send you a monthly newsletter with all of our updates, and I will be sure to provide you with the best, clearest content, knitting content that we can produce for you. So again, thank you so much for joining me on the Knit Next to You podcast. I look forward to being with you next time. Bye.